This week, I'm going to lead you through a full body slow flow practice. We're going to start from down on the mat and then slowly progress to some standing poses. Let's get started. For this week's practice, you don't necessarily need any props. I'm going to lead you through the practice without props. But of course, if you know that you usually like to have maybe blocks or bolsters or some cushioning for the knees in your practice, then have it all there ready for you. And then when you are ready, we're going to start in child's pose. So find your way onto hands and knees, and then you could open your knees wider, or you could bring your knees close together for your child's pose. Where do you feel you could give yourself a moment, a few breaths? If it's better for your neck, you could bring hands under the head. And take a few slightly deeper breaths in and out. You could send some of those breaths towards the back, breathing into your turtle shell, towards the back of the spine, towards the back of the ribs. Just saying hello to that back space. Allow your neck, allow your shoulders to soften. And take a few more breaths here, just checking in how you're feeling now in the beginning of the practice. And as always, if there's a movement, if there's a pose that hurts or doesn't feel right for you today, you are more than welcome to skip those poses or just find your own variations in those poses. So let this be your practice. Practicing with kindness towards yourself. And then slowly with your next couple of breaths, bring hands on the mat overhead, and from child's pose, bring yourself onto hands and knees. And you can bring hands roughly under your shoulders, knees roughly under your hips, and we'll do a couple of cat-cows. So now as you exhale, round your spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the tail under, rounding the neck. And then as you inhale, open through the front line. So opening through the chest, maybe turning tailbone more up towards the ceiling. And again, exhaling, round your spine. Gently pushing hands against the mat. And with the in-breath, opening the chest again. Releasing tops of the shoulders away from the ears. One more round. With your exhalation, rounding your spine into the cat pose. And with your in-breath, opening the chest. And then with the next exhalation, as you round your spine, move back into your child's pose. And leave your arms overhead, even slide your hands a bit further away from your hips. And then next in-breath, come forward towards the hands. And as you exhale, open the whole front line into a big cobra pose, opening through the chest, opening through the fronts of the hips. Next in-breath, round your spine. And exhale, lean back into child's pose. We'll do this another 2 times. So with your in-breath, come forward towards the hands. Exhale, open through the whole front line. Elbows could be bent, opening through the chest. And then next in-breath again, round your spine. Exhale into child's pose. Head can drop down. One more time with your own breath. Inhaling forward and exhaling into that full body back bend, leaving legs long behind you. And one more time, inhale, round the back. Exhale, child's pose. And then just bring yourself onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes under and exhale now into downward dog. So lifting the pelvis up. You can move your feet, move your hands. Pedaling the feet a bit. Head can drop down. And then we're going to step the right foot forward. So from your downward dog, step your right foot forward to your hands. And now you can choose to either leave your left knee off the mat, or if you want, you can bring your left knee down into a low lunge. You choose. Leave your left hand on the mat. And then as you inhale, circle your right arm up, twisting chest to the right knee. And exhale, circle that right arm back down. And same again. Inhaling, circle the right arm up, opening the chest. Exhaling, circle the right arm down. One more circle. Inhaling up, opening the chest. And exhaling, circle the right arm down. Now step right hand on the inside of that right foot. Turn left foot on the mat like warrior 2 feet. And then as you inhale, now turn your chest out to the left. You can either reach your left arm up, or you could bring left arm next to the head, close to the head, into long line with that left leg, and just open through that left side body. Breathing in and out. You decide how much you bend that right knee, or if you'd rather keep it a bit more extended. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then as you inhale, start to slowly bring yourself up to standing, reaching that left arm up, open arms out to the sides. And then we're going to turn feet the other way round. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, and now bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot. And either leave your right arm reaching up, or slowly exhale, extend that right arm closer to the head. Still keeping chest open. Now long line from your right leg to your spine, maybe all the way to that right arm. And breathe. Again, you decide how bent or maybe how extended that left leg is. See what feels good right now. And then we're going to close the chest. So now windmill that right arm, right hand down. Turn your chest, your pelvis towards the mat. And you decide again if you keep that right knee off the mat, or if you'd rather bring that right knee down to the mat. We're going to leave right hand on the mat. And then inhale, reach left arm up, twisting your chest towards the left knee. And exhale, circle that left arm down. Same again. Inhaling, twisting out to the left. And exhaling, circle the left arm back down. One more time. Inhaling, opening the chest, reaching left arm up. And exhale, bring left hand all the way onto the mat, and then step back into your downward dog. You can adjust your hands, you can adjust your feet. Head can drop down. And then from that downward dog, walk your hands and feet together. You can walk your feet forward, or you can walk your hands back. Bring all the weight onto your feet, hands on the shins. Inhaling to flat back, halfway up. Opening the chest, reaching head away from the tail. And exhale, bending down. You can bend your knees as much as you like. We'll do the same again. Hands on the shins, inhaling to flat back. Feel the whole back line engaging from your legs all the way to your spine. Exhale, releasing that back line again, folding forward slowly with control. One last time. Inhaling to flat back. Head reaching forward, tail reaching back. And exhaling down. One more forward bend. You can let your neck release, head drop down. And then as you inhale, slowly bring yourself all the way up to standing in mountain pose. And you can roll the shoulders, open the chest. Take a couple of breaths in and out. Just let yourself adjust to being the right way around rather than upside down. And then we're going to do a bit more balancing. We're going to go into warrior 3. And we'll do some movement in that warrior 3. So find a place on the mat where you have space in front of you and behind you. And then bring your weight onto your left foot and lift your right knee in front of you. You could reach arms overhead or bring palms together in front of the chest. Bring hips to roughly same level. Take another breath in, reaching up through the head, through the spine. And then as you exhale, fly into your warrior 3. You could bring arms next to your sides, or you could still keep arms overhead. You decide. Standing leg knee could be bent or extended. Reaching back through that right foot. Reaching forward through the head. And then as you inhale, bring yourself back up. Bring your right knee towards the belly. And again, either palms together in front of the chest or reaching arms up. And we're going to fly back forward into that warrior 3. So with your exhalation, reach your right leg behind you. Reach your back, your head forward. Arms could come down next to your sides. Or you could still have arms overhead. Keep breathing. We're going to do that one more time. So as you inhale, lift up through the back. Bring right knee towards the belly. It's very okay if your standing leg starts to shake here. It's a long, long balance. Inhale in that upright balance, and then one more time. As you exhale, reach your right leg back. Reach your head, your back forward. Into that warrior 3. Keeping chest open. And then we're going to go down so that we exhale, bring the right foot down, bring hands onto the mat. And now swing your left leg up into the air, into a 3-legged dog. You can rotate both hips open and then exhale, bend that left knee so your left foot comes closer to the buttocks. Now just relieving that left leg, that left foot. If you want, you could circle the left ankle. You could straighten and bend that left leg, releasing the neck as well. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, bring your both feet onto the mat, back into downward dog. And then from this downward dog, before we do that balance to the other side, we're going to go into the yogi squat. So now you could look forward to your hands and then step or jump your both feet to the outside of your hands. So feet go quite wide apart, maybe all the way to the edges of the mat. And from there, rotating the hips open, start to lower your pelvis down. So finding your malasana, your yogi squat. And now you can either keep your hands on the mat, maybe supporting your knees, the inside of the knees with your elbows. Or if you want, you can bring palms together in front of the chest and then lift your back, your chest a bit higher up, bringing your head, your neck into a more upright pose. And breathing here. So we're not collapsing down. We're not leaning forward. We're going to more lift up through the spine. Active opening in the legs. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, if you have your palms together, bring your fingertips or palms on the mat. We're going to lift the pelvis up, rotate the hips, so bring your feet into a more parallel pose, folding forward into a full forward bend. Head can drop down. And then either legs extended or bending your knees. As you inhale, start to roll the back up. And just slowly bringing yourself into that Tadasana pose, mountain pose. You can roll the shoulders, open your chest. And then heel toe your feet a bit closer together. And then we prepare for our warrior 3 on the other side. If you are now very close to the top of the mat, just come a bit further back so you have again space in front of you and behind you. And now we're going to stand on the right foot. And remember, there is no rush. So take your time as we move through these warrior 3s. We're going to now inhale, lift the left knee in front of us. And I could either bring arms overhead or palms together in front of the chest. This side might feel different. So, like I said, mindfully moving through these warrior 3s. We're going to exhale, start sending the left leg back, reaching your back, your head forward, and arms could come down next to the sides. You might have arms overhead, or maybe you have your palms together in front of the chest. See what you need to do with the standing leg. Is it bent? Is it extended? And then with your in-breath, bring your back up, bring your left knee towards the belly, towards the chest. You could reach arms overhead. So here your head lifting up through and towards the ceiling. And then same again, just slowly moving. There's no rush. Exhaling, start to reach the left leg back. Reach your back forward. So this is more about those transitions than the actual warrior 3 peak pose, focusing on how we can move in and out of the pose with breath. And then as you inhale again, lifting up and pressing down through that right foot. Again, you might start to feel some shaking in the foot, in the leg. That's very fine. We have one more warrior 3, so one more time. Exhale into your warrior 3. Keep the back line engaged in the standing leg, in that lifted leg, along your torso, hovering, flying off the mat. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your left foot, bring your hands on the mat. And as you inhale, swing your right leg up into the air, into that 3-legged dog. And again, you could bend your right knee so your right foot comes closer to the buttocks. You could release the neck, let the head drop down. Maybe you want to move that right foot ankle, or extend and bend the knee. Couple more breaths in and out. And then slowly, with your next couple of breaths, just closing the hips, come into a regular downward dog, both feet on the mat. And from here, we're going to go into a plank. So shift the weight forward, bring yourself forward into a plank. And now you can either stay here on your hands, or you could come down onto your elbows, either palms still facing down towards the mat, or you can interlock fingers, make a triangle with your hands and with your forearms. Take a couple of breaths in your plank pose. Head and heels reaching away from each other. And then slowly, with your next breath or two, bring yourself down onto your belly, releasing that plank. And you can bring arms now next to your sides. Take a couple of maybe deeper belly breaths here, in and out. And as we go into our locust pose, you have an option to either keep arms next to your sides, or if you now want, you could bring hands together behind the pelvis, behind the back, interlock fingers. Press down through the front of the pelvis. And then as you inhale, gently peel your chest, the front of the legs off the mat, opening through the chest and finding your locust back bend. You might look forward if that feels good in the neck. You might also look down towards the mat, so keeping a long line through the neck. Take a couple of breaths in and out. Maybe breathing more towards the chest space. And then as you exhale, slowly start to release down. Release the arms, bring hands back under your shoulders. Lift onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. And we go into a brief downward dog. Just to open through the back side. And then we're going to walk hands and feet together. Head can drop down. And as you inhale, roll the back up. If you want, you can reach arms up as well overhead. And then exhale, bring palms together in front of the chest. Breathe here in and out. We're going to go into the chair pose. So for this pose, you can have your feet together, or you can leave your feet hip width apart. Focus on sending a bit more weight towards the heels rather than pushing weight over the toes. Inhale, press down through the feet. And as you exhale, bend your knees. So sitting down into your chair pose. Now we're tilting the pelvis, we're tilting the back forward. You have options to keep your hands in front of the chest. If you want an extra challenge for the core, for the back, extend your arms overhead. Take a couple more breaths in and out. And maybe here breathing a bit more to the chest. So we keep a subtle lifting in through the belly. And then stay in the chair. Bring arms behind the back. Interlock fingers. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. One more full forward bend. Arms can either stay on your lower back, or you can extend the arms away from the back. Head can drop down. Make sure there's no pain in the shoulders. Take another breath in and out. And then staying in that forward bend, first release the arms, bring your hands onto the mat. And then we're going to walk into a downward dog. And then from that downward dog, bring your knees on the mat and round the back into child's pose. So leaning pelvis down towards the feet. You can bring head on the mat, or you bring hands under the head. And just take a couple of slightly deeper breaths in and out. Notice how your feet feel after that chair pose. And then in your own time, slowly start to find your way up into a seat. And we're going to bring legs in front of us. And we're going to go into a version of the wild thing. we're going to leave the left leg extended and bend the right knee so that your right foot is somewhere roughly on the inside of your left knee. And then we're going to step the left hand behind us, so leaning onto that left hand. Now you can still adjust your feet as we lift up. We're going to reach up through the right arm. As you inhale, lift your pelvis off the mat. So you're reaching up through that right arm. If you want, you could rotate that left leg open, flexing the left foot and just turning the outside of the foot onto the mat. And breathe here in and out. So the weight is on your left hand, right foot. Also on, at least partially on the left foot, so it could be just on the outside of the foot. But some of you might have the whole left foot on the mat. Take another breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly lower your pelvis down. Release that wild thing. And then hug your right knee with your left arm. Bring right hand behind you. And as you inhale, lift up through the spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Couple of breaths in that twist. You could turn your head if that feels good, but don't force the neck. You could also turn your head the opposite way. So you might be turning chest and nose in opposite directions. Take one more breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly release that twist. And we're going to do same to the other side. So change the legs the other way around. So now you have your right leg extended, left knee bent. Step your right hand on the mat behind you. And then pressing down through that left with your left arm already ready to go up. We're going to exhale, inhale, press down through that left foot. And then you could rotate that right hip open and maybe flex the right foot so you have the outside of your right foot against the mat. Right arm pressing down, left arm reaching up. You could look up. If it's better to look out to the side, feel free to do that, or even look down to the mat, to that right hand. But lifting up through the pelvis, feet, right arm, right hand pressing the floor away. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, slowly release that wild thing. Come into your seat and now hug your left knee with your right arm. Left hand goes behind you. Inhaling, lifting up through the spine, and exhale, twist to the left. And again, you might turn your head, you might rotate your neck if that feels good. Take another breath in and out in your twist, gently opening the chest. And then slowly release the twist. Come back to center. And then it's time to find an easy, comfortable seated pose. And that could be a cross-legged seat, or if you want, you could sit on your knees. Where do you feel you could leave your hips soft, leave your back soft, leave your shoulders soft, and give yourself a few breaths. Just calming down towards the end of the practice. You might bring your chin a bit closer to the chest if that releases the neck more. And we're going to take a few slightly deeper breaths. Inhaling down towards the bottom of the ribs, down towards the belly. And exhale out through the mouth. You can let out a sigh. Take another deeper breath in. Sending that in-breath to the ribs, down to the belly. And exhale with a sigh. One more time with your own pace. Inhale through the nose. And then with a sigh, exhale through the mouth. And then come back to your resting breathing. Just notice what that resting breathing feels like now after those deeper breaths. And then we're going to have about 5 minutes just to observe how we're feeling, just to observe the breath. And you could spend those 5 minutes either in the seat, if this feels like a comfortable pose now, or you could slowly find your way into a Savasana pose if you'd rather spend 5 minutes lying down. Give yourself a moment to find your resting pose. This will be our final pose today. So if it's lying down, you might lie down on your back, you might lie down on your belly. Any easy pose. And once you have found your resting pose, you could bring one hand onto your chest, other hand down onto your belly. If you are lying down on the back, try to still lean your elbows on the floor so you don't need to tense your shoulders or arms. And then just invite your awareness inwards to your breath. Allowing yourself to notice each breath in and out. Noticing any thoughts coming in, but then also allowing those thoughts to move out. So not getting attached to any single thought. Just as you're observing your breaths, sliding in, sliding out. Observe your thoughts, sliding in, sliding out, passing by. Observing without attachment. And just allowing yourself to be. I'll leave you here with some music for another few minutes. And then I'll invite you to come back when we close the practice together. Take a slightly deeper breath in. And let a long breath out. Take another slightly deeper breath in. And let another longer breath out. Let yourself feel your breaths. And slowly invite yourself back to that space you're in. You might release your hands, your arms. You might gently, slowly open your eyes. If you are lying down, you could slowly roll down onto one side. Find your way up into a seat, into a comfortable, easy seat. Just taking your time. Once you have found your way up into that seat, with your next in-breath, lengthen arms up overhead. You might look up towards the hands, bring palms together, and then exhale. Lower your hands down in front of your chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to move, to breathe, to notice how you're feeling today. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing this time and sharing this practice. Namaste. Thank you.